Well, what does fair representation look like to you?
Fair representation looks like not having your marching orders come down from Washington, from another branch of power that has no bearing over yours. Fair representation looks like the people of a state who are going to be voting for a map having some kind of say in the drawing of that map. Fair representation looks like people who actually live in this state being represented by the people that represent them in this state, not being given a choice between option A or option B of people you don't want, don't know, don't actually represent you. That's not choice, that's an illusion of choice. And that's exactly what the Republican Party of South Carolina is trying to sell the people right now.
I think the maps as we have it right now is fair representation. I think, especially for District 6, which is predominantly Black. I am from District 6. All of my family is in District 6. And I think we get the representation that we need from the way the maps are set up now. And representation looks like having Black people be able to represent the area that they are district in. And I think that looks like making sure that there is a balance in the two of the lesser evils.
Fair representation is just like equality across the map, across the state, that everybody's vote carries the same weight. And so that's what it means to me.
So fair representation is just that, being fair to every voter and not cowering down to Washington, D.C. Because again, as a veteran, someone who served in the military, we are a military heavy state, which means that we have a lot of absentee ballots. And what we're not doing is being fair to those who have requested and turned in those ballots. And so being fair is considering everything, not just one person's vision, one person's desire, one person's political gain, or one party's political gain. We have to consider everyone. And again, as a veteran, I just have to keep honing in on that. Like, we fought for democracy. They're fighting for democracy. And now we're telling them that democracy means absolutely nothing. And this is the epitome of unfair.
Fair representation, that's kind of a hard question. I think, it should include everybody. It should be equitable, and I think everybody should be represented.
For me, fair representation, that's a great question. It really honestly looks like having someone who understands where people are, meeting them where they are, actually going into the community, seeing what people need, and having someone come and speak on behalf of that. Not looking for the outside in, making a wild guess or saying, well, this is how it's been before, but things are changing, society is changing. And fair representation is very important for us to be able to get our voice out, be heard, make changes in laws, even when it comes down to things like domestic violence and sexual assault. I feel like we need a fair representation to be able to actually truly do that.
Fair representation means to me representatives that are forced to be responsive to their constituents, representatives that have to listen to their constituents and who don't get a free pass where they know that as long as they have a certain letter by their name, they're going to get elected regardless of what they do or don't do.